I've never been one to skate. You ever try doing a kickflip?
Yo, do a kickflip!
Not easy. That's why when I was 8 years old, I noticed I sucked at this and traded it for this. It's been 25 years since Tony Hawk's Pro Skater blessed our lives. Can you believe that? 25 years of...
And it's burned.
Now, I'm not here to give you a well-researched description of the Tony Hawk franchise. I just wanted to express my love and admiration for one of my favorite video games of all time. Tony Hawk saved my life. Not really, but goddamn is it fun. Ever since 1999, we've had the chance to rank up points, do ridiculous special moves, and play some great missions. All while listening to some of the best soundtracks in gaming history.
And get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
I tell you, I can't deny it.
Come to think of it, the Tony Hawk games have been around me pretty much all my life. Underground 2 was my first one on the PS2. I remember the first time I watched all those stupid cutscenes that made no sense and added nothing to the story.
Oh, you are! Oh! Nice catch, dumbass! Yes, I'm just doing that chick a favor!
That mismatched soundtrack that happens to have Frank Sinatra, Lamb of God, and Johnny Cash all in one game? Not even Guitar Hero could achieve that. I remember going into school one day and telling my brother that I finally passed the Germany level. We had been stuck in it for days, not knowing how to rank up enough points to get to the next level, since English wasn't our native tongue. I thought he was gonna blow me off and call me dumb, but he actually high-fived me and matched my excitement. I was so happy my brother thought I did something cool for once. What's funny is that now I can beat the level in like 5 minutes, but I always think about that memory and laugh. Underground 2, that could never make me hate you. I remember playing a pirated version of Pro Skater 3 for the computer. Playing with keyboard and mouse since we didn't own a PC controller. Not as hard as it sounds, and I would even argue that you get a more accurate control scheme. And you guys remember unlocking those badass videos at the end of the games? Bails, cool tricks, behind the scenes stuff. I downloaded the Rodney Mullen one from Pro Skater 3 as a kid. This was over 20 years ago and its montage still blows my mind. Anyway, the files of my pirated copy were somehow corrupted and there was only one song that played from the soundtrack. Henry Rollins' What's the Matter Man. Not a bad song at all, except it would play over and over and over again. Through the menus too, it made no sense. Since I was a dumb kid, I didn't even turn down the volume. I just listened to it like 10,000 times in a row. What the fuck is wrong with me? Good song. Okay, you can skip it now. Regardless of the fallout of the franchise and inevitable return, one cannot discredit the absolute cultural impact Neversoft's game had. Completely turning an underground sport and culture into an overnight success with millions of kids, including me, looking up to these guys doing crazy shit with their feet. Awesome stuff. And it all started here, with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Originally a racing skating hybrid, modeled after the success of Top Skater, where you rank up points while making your way through the level. I'm glad they changed that. Who the fuck would want to do that? Oh. Nonetheless, the game transitioned to what we now know. Areas to freely skate, and a timer to put a pressure on finishing those goals. It's cool to see that a lot of things were nailed right at the start. Collecting skate, high scores, and fun collectibles. The levels still hold up too. Warehouse, mall, school. Some of the best areas in the franchise were so good that they were even translated to other generations, like Chicago in American Wasteland, or Downhill Jam in Underground 2. Which does remind me of the great evolution these games had, year after year, changing the game enough so it would feel like a true sequel. I mean, in the first game you couldn't even transfer or manual, making combos hard but satisfying to pull off. Pro Skater 2 added manuals and even the ability to create your own character and skate park. Pro Skater 3 added probably one of the most important additions to the franchise, the revert. Without it, we would still be comboing like cavemen. Not that cavemen. Pro Skater 4 added transfers and elevated the whole game from 2-minute rounds to open levels, in which you could select your own goals at your own pace. What a game changer, and one of the key components that the new era of Tony Hawk was approaching, which welcomed Underground. Underground needs no introduction, and hopefully I'll get to talk about it in the future. The Tony Hawk's Underground added an actual story mode, with cutscenes, dialogues, the whole enchilada. In a gaming scene where everything was quickly evolving into a story mode and cinematic experiences, I would argue this was one of the best, a classic rags to riches story with a natural progression that made you feel satisfied with your own journey. Next was Underground 2, which added, Focus. Yeah, y'all remember Focus? In addition, they also added a cool classic mode, aside from story mode. Added back 2-minute rounds and a plethora of goals to do in both modern and classic levels. I love classic mode, but like Focus, it's not really talked about much. On that note, as the games went along, it was obvious they were running out of steam on what gimmicks they could add. Racing, BMX, realism? Who knows? But I enjoyed it all. Each game just meant I got to experience more maps, more tricks, more awesome soundtracks, more things to unlock. But I suppose Tony's time was over in the industry.
Put on the side of it as if you're pushing along. The whole thing responds like a real skateboard.
But I was there for it all. The changes, the progress to HD, the downfall, and its renaissance. Yeah, what a journey. Who knew that in 1999 this out of left field game would have such an impact? Such a life. Surprising games back then, inspiring its rivals, and reminding games even nowadays how to have fun and style. The Tony Hawk franchise may not have the prettiest graphics, the most accurate tricks, the most realistic approach to skating, or hell, even the best track record. But god damn it, does it not have the most heart and soul? These games to me show the absolute peak of what you can do with a dedicated team of people who are trying to give you the best 2-minute round of your life. Thank you, Neversoft, Vicarious Visions, and yes, even you, Robomoto, you kept the seat warm. All that's left to say is, happy birthday, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Now.